Hello, everyone, and welcome to my podcast, Raw in Wonderland. I'm so happy you're here with me today. Grab your coffee, make it a double espresso if you're feeling extra adventurous, because today we're diving into a fascinating topic, the Cinderella Complex. Yes, Cinderella, the girl who lost a shoe at a party and somehow that became her entire personality. But today, we're not here for fairy tales. We're here to uncover why many of us, especially women, unconsciously wait for a prince to save them. And of course, we're going to add a pinch of humor, a spoonful of reality, and a whole lot of self awareness to the mix. This concept was first introduced by Colette Dowling in her book The Cinderella Complex in 1981. I shared this book on Instagram along with a thought that I'll share with you now. Those who wait to be saved will always find themselves in situations where they need saving. But will a rescuer come? That's the unknown. And if they do, are you ready for the price of being rescued? So today, let's break it all down. Where does this complex come from? What does it do to us? And most importantly, how do we save ourselves? In simple terms, the Cinderella complex is the subconscious fear of true independence, leading to a deep-rooted need to be saved, emotionally, financially, or in any other way, often by a male figure. Think about it. In fairy tales, princesses don't do really much. They wait, they suffer, and just when life gets unbearable, ta-da! Prince Charming appears. The glass slipper fits, wedding bells ring, and the story ends. No one is asking Cinderella, "Girl, how did you spend an entire night with this guy and he still doesn't recognize your face?" Like, really? The man had one job. But fairy tales condition us. They whisper, "You don't have to take charge of your life. Someone else will do it for you." And before you know it, you find yourself unconsciously waiting for external validation, support, and even rescue rather than building your own strength. Colette Dowling, the author, didn't just invent this concept. She lived it. In her 20s, she divorced, had 3 kids, and worked hard to establish herself as a writer in New York. But then she met a great guy, moved to the countryside, and gradually stopped working. Then she found herself absorbed in home life, baking, gardening, rearranging furniture. Sounds peaceful, right? But one day, her partner sat her down and said, "Listen, we had an agreement to support ourselves. I'm covering all expenses and you're not working. This isn't fair." At first, she was furious. Didn't he appreciate the beautifully decorated house, the fresh pies, the clean laundry? But deep down, she knew he was right. She had slipped into the Cinderella complex. And then she did something powerful. She started writing again. She realized that waiting for someone else to take care of her was a slow surrender of her identity. So she picked up her pen, wrote her thoughts down, and step by step reclaimed herself. The Cinderella complex isn't just about women, it's about conditioning. Here are some reasons. The first reason is childhood patterns. Research shows that when babies cry, parents react differently based on gender. If a baby girl cries, she is seen as scared and comforted immediately. If a baby boy cries, he is assumed to be angry and left to toughen up. Girls are taught that someone will always come to suit them. Boys, not so much. And societal expectations. Women are often encouraged to be good girls, kind, gentle, non-confrontational. Wanting too much, demanding equality, or prioritizing career over family, that's seen as too much. And romantic fairy tales. Pop culture reinforces the prince will come narrative. Think of every romantic movie. Boy meets girl, boy saves girl, Girl smiles and falls in love. End of story. Where's the movie about the girl who saves herself? And now, let's get to the good part. How do we step out this trap and reclaim our independence? Here are some steps. First one, recognize the pattern. Ask yourself, where am I waiting to be rescued? Financially, emotionally, professionally? Awareness is step one. 2. Learn to be alone. Pascal once said, all of humanity's problems stem from man's inability to sit quietly in a room alone. If being alone terrifies you, that's a sign that you've built your identity around others rather than yourself. Time to change that. 3. Accept that not everyone will like you. Let's be real. Being a nice girl doesn't guarantee everyone's love. Someone, somewhere, will still find a reason to dislike you. So, instead of molding yourself to please others, focus on being true to yourself. 4. Take responsibility for your own growth. Whether it's your career, finances, or personal development, start taking steps towards self-sufficiency. No one is coming to do it for you. 5. Find your thing and own it. Writing saved Colette Dowling. So, what's your thing? Painting, dancing, business, coding? Whatever it is, invest in it. Strength comes from owning your skills and passion. In the famous fairy tale, Cinderella had a fairy godmother. But in real life, we are our own godmothers. So, let's flip the fairy tale. No waiting, no glass slippers, no losing ourselves in someone else's story. Instead, let's write our own happily ever after. Thank you for joining me today in Raw in Wonderland. Until next time, stay curious, stay bold, and never let your story be written by someone else. Bye, guys!